What's up, guys? Welcome back to All Wings Everything. Yes, you are back in my kitchen with your boy Spinelli, aka the Wing King. Except we're not gonna do wings today. I'm gonna show you guys today how to make the ultimate bacon cheeseburger. And when I say ultimate, I mean the ultimate. You already seen the thumbnail. You already know what we're gonna do. So I hope you're in your kitchen. I'm already in mine, so let's go. All right, so here are the ingredients we're gonna use for today's recipe, guys. Let me tell you what we have. So right here, we're gonna use some Cheese Wiz. We're gonna use some Kosher Salt, onion powder, some cumin, black pepper, paprika, garlic powder. We're gonna use some of this Velveeta cheese right here, our ground beef, sliced cheese, and our bacon. So guys, these are the ingredients, not many ingredients. Now, most of these spices, these dry spices, I'm gonna use this to season my burger, which I typically use these 6 ingredients every time I make a hamburger. Well, actually it's 7. I do use cayenne pepper too, but I'm not gonna use cayenne pepper in this particular recipe. But these 6 ingredients is what I typically use for my hamburgers. Now, you could just use regular salt and pepper, that's up to you, but I'm gonna show you how I do it, guys. So these are the ingredients. Let's go ahead and move on. All right, so I've already measured out the ingredients. Let me tell you what I have right here. I have about 1 pound to 1.5 pounds of ground beef here. Have a half a teaspoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of cumin, half a teaspoon of pepper, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of paprika, and I have a 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. So these are the ingredients we're gonna use to season our ground beef. Again, you guys can use whatever you want to season your ground beef, but this is how I typically season my ground beef with these 6 seasonings minus the cayenne pepper. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so what we're gonna do is now is just start adding all our dry seasoning, our garlic powder, onion powder, our pepper, salt, cumin, and our paprika. So what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna, get that all mixed together like this. Take a look at what we have here. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. All right, so now we got our ground beef seasoned, so we're gonna start making our patties. Now, each one of these burgers is gonna be 4 ounces. You can make them as big as you want to, but I'm gonna make mine 4 ounces. I'm gonna only make 2, so I'm gonna use about 8 ounces of this meat. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna measure mine out, so I'm gonna turn this on. So whatever size you make, what you wanna do is you wanna split that in half and make 2 patties out of that. So if you're gonna make a 5-ounce patty, you want each of your patties to be 2.5 ounces. So since I'm gonna have a 4-ounce patty for one burger, I'm gonna measure mine out to 2 ounces. So this right here is a 2-ounce patty. So I'm gonna sit that to the side over there, and I'm going to make me another one, another 2 ounces. All right, so this right here is a 2-ounce patty here. All right, guys, so we have our 4 beef balls here. So let me go ahead and remove the rest of this stuff so we can start forming our patties and get this recipe going, all right? I'll be right back. All right, so what we're gonna do now is just start forming our patties. So just take our balls. God, man, that sounds bad. And we're just gonna press them down. Now, if you have a presser, you could use a presser, press them down as flat as you can get them. I typically don't like pressing my patties down too much because it messes up the texture, but due to this recipe, you have to make sure that you, or you want to make sure you press them down and make them as flat as you can. All right, so something like that. All right, so I'm just gonna sit that right here, and we're gonna do the other one the same way. See, like that. All right, sit that one right here. And there we have the last one. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna transfer this over to a Tupperware dish, let it sit in the refrigerator while I prepare the rest of the ingredients, because we're gonna come back to this right here, of course, real quickly, so we can go ahead and get them in the pan. So let me move those over there, and then we're gonna go to the next step. And I'm gonna show you why we need to set this aside before we move on, all right? All right, so this is what we have right here that we're gonna use for our burger. Now let me show you one thing that I forgot to put in the shot in the beginning, but you guys knew that we're gonna use some hamburger buns. So what I'm using here, I have some hamburger buns I already had here. These have sesame seeds in it, but don't worry, I mean sesame seeds on top of it. You can use that, or you can just use a regular hamburger bun or the brochet buns. You wanna get fancy, doesn't really matter. And you'll see why it doesn't matter once we get to the end of this recipe. So let me tell you what we have here. So the Velveeta cheese, I have 4 ounces. I cut them in 2 ounce individual sizes in 2 ounces. Now we may or may not use all that. I don't know just yet. Now, but we're gonna use most of it. Of course, we want that cheesy. And right here we have 4 slices of cheese. Now, typically we use 1 piece of cheese per burger, but it all depends on me. I build the plane as I fly. So if I see where I want to add another piece of cheese to make it cheesier, I may do that, or typically I add a slice and a half. So we'll see how it goes. Right here we have a 1/2 cup of that Cheese Wiz. Same here. We may or may not use all of it, but we're going to start out with a 1/2 cup. Know that we're not going to use all that. And right here I have same thing with the bacon. I have 8 slices of bacon. So typically when you cook bacon, it shrinks up. So I want to do 8 slices just in case it shrinks as I cook it. And that determines how much that we have, because we want that burger to be what I like to call bacony. So we're gonna do that. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and cook the bacon. You guys don't need to see that. You can cook it however you wanna cook it. I'm gonna put mine in the air fryer. Then I'll be right back and we're gonna start building this burger out, and I'm gonna show you how we do it, all right? All right, so now we're gonna start preparing our burger. So what I did right here, let me show you what I have here. So right here I cooked my bacon. I have about 3 slices of bacon here, finely chopped. And right here I have my Velveeta cheese. These are the 4 ounces. I sliced them up in, I would say, fairly thin strips like that. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start building our burger. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take our bacon and I'm just going to spread it around on our beef. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take our cheese. We're just going to place that in there too, like that. And we're not gonna forget, we're gonna do one side for this right here. And you can put as much cheese as you like or as you want. It's totally up to you. I'm gonna do what makes sense. So this makes sense to me right there. Kind of press it down. You don't want to, try not to have it so puffy. Kind of press it down like that. So it looks like I have some cheese left. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to take our second patty. I'm gonna take it. You're gonna sit that on top. We're not through with that yet. I wanna get both of them on top like we need them first. Take that other one like that, and you sit it on top. So the last step we're gonna do, we're gonna take that patty just like that. See what we got, guys? And we're gonna start closing up the ends of it, the edges, locking that bacon and that cheese in there. And look at that, man, that's a 5 pound, not 5 pound, that's a 5 ounce patty right there. Oh man, we're gonna do the same thing with our second burger. Get this baby up, and we're just gonna start. And the way you lock it down, you just start pressing the edges. And once you get the edges pressed together like that, then you kind of just start rounding it off and flatten it, and then going back and flatten it. Because once you get it sealed, you can flatten it. And there we have it. All right, so we have our 2 patties. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and move on. All right, so now it's time to start preparing our burgers. So what we're gonna do first is I'm gonna take a little bacon grease, and I'm just gonna add it to our pan. And I wanna bring that up to temperature. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start dropping our burgers in here. And guys, you can cook these to whatever doneness that you want them, medium well, rare, well done. It's all totally up to you. All right, so I'm gonna let mine cook for maybe about 4 to 5 minutes per side. Then I'm gonna flip it over, and then I will cook the other side. Or I may just do it, 2 minutes here, 2 minutes there. I kind of like to flip it over during the cooking process periodically, so it doesn't burn one side. So I make sure I get that even cooked. And while we're doing that, guys, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take our 1/2 cup of cheese here, and I'm gonna go ahead and get it melted, okay? All right, guys, it's been about 2 minutes, so I'm gonna give it a quick turn. quick flip. As you can see right there, look at that cheese melting already on that side. All right, guys, so I let it flip over. All right, so I flipped it over again. So I'm probably gonna let it cook right here for another 2 to 3 minutes on this side. Once I do that, I'm gonna be ready to take this bad baby off. Look how the cheese melting on the inside like that. Oh man, look at that. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take a slice of cheese. I'm gonna add our cheese over here to the top like this. I think this one slice may be enough. I'll tell you what, instead of 2 slices, I'm gonna tear it in half, and we're just gonna add that other slice over there like that. And we're gonna get that baby melted on there. Oh man, look at that. We're gonna let that finish melting on the top like that. All right, so I'm gonna turn the temperature down just a little bit and allow it to melt because the burger is through cooking. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna get these babies from over on our pan over here to our buns, all right? All right, so we're gonna move these over here. So next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add our bacon. I have about 3 slices of bacon here. So I got 1 slice here. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna tear that in half, put it across like that. Same with this one. And I have another slice that I'm going to tear in half, guys. And we're gonna put it over like that. Now, if you wanna add any like lettuce and tomatoes, you can. It's totally up to you. So what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna flip that baby like that. Guys, take a look at that. Oh my goodness. Take our melted cheese and we're just gonna pour it over our burger like this. And last but not least, more bacon to the top. Take a look at that. And there you have it, guys. The ultimate bacon cheeseburger. Man, I am not responsible for the calories that this is gonna put on you, but guys, take a look at that. And what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna cut into it. I know you guys wanna see what it looks like cut into. Yes, it is messy. Take a look at that. Hoo-wee. Man, that's a thumbnail right there, guys. So, guys, the measurements and the ingredients are all in the video description below, so go check it out. Also, man, everybody for support, All Wings Everything merch and my ebook, go check that out too, man. It's time to get into quality control. And guys, I got a special guest with me with quality control. Y'all already know, the chef in training, Leah. All right, let's go. All right, guys, so it's time for quality control. You already know I got Leah with me here, my little helper, and she is going to taste this ultimate bacon cheeseburger with me. So, guys, I'm gonna give you a look at this second one I did right here. Take a look at that. Oh man, let me turn this baby around like this. Look at that. Looks good, doesn't it, Leah?
Yep, it looks perfect.
So I've already cut one already, the one in half. So I'm gonna take half of it. And what I did, guys, I toasted the buns on these. So you can, if you want to toast the buns, you can. So I'm gonna get Leah her half. And man, listen, I took the gloves off, so you know we're gonna get messy. So hey, that's what it is. So Leah, let's hold this plate up and let them see what we got. So she has a half, I got a half. So we're gonna go ahead and bite into this bad baby and tell you guys what it tastes like. Like I said, it's gonna get messy. We got cheese on the top. You gotta put your hand somewhere.
Good.
What you think about it? It's bacony and cheesy. I'm gonna tell you, now the bacon and the cheese, I mean, when you add that to anything, it's already delicious. But let me tell you something. Season your beef the way I showed you. You can taste the flavor in that meat, man. I'm telling you, it is delicious. And then on top of that, you have that cheese and that beef. I mean, what you got? 3 layers of cheese and beef. You got, remember, we put the bacon and cheese inside the patty, and we put the cheese and the bacon on top of the patty, And then we put bacon and cheese on top of the bun. Triple whammy.
That's a lot
Yeah.
of cheese and bacon.
Exactly. Listen, don't try to look perfect and be all neat eating this. That ain't what this about. This is about putting your elbows on the table, getting your hands dirty, and enjoying this nice burger. So guys, until the end, I'm gonna get on out of here because I'm gonna start licking my fingers and I don't wanna do that on camera. So until the end, I'm your cook, Spinelli, and that is, we ain't even practiced this. You gotta tell them who you are.
I am Leia the chef.
And that's Leia the chef, and we are out. Peace.